Today, I'll explore diversity not only as a social responsibility, but as a strategic advantage in business. We'll examine how inclusive organizations can strengthen performance, accelerate innovation, and respond more effectively to the complexity of today's environment. The focus is on the connection between diverse perspectives and better organizational outcomes. The central idea is simple. Inclusion can help organizations compete more effectively. Throughout this deep dive, I'll connect that idea to key business environments and concepts. Diversity matters because it strengthens how organizations understand the world around them. When a workforce reflects different races, genders, ages, backgrounds, cognitive styles, and experiences, teams are better positioned to recognize market needs, connect with customers, and approach complex problems from multiple perspectives. Diversity is a core strategic asset, not simply a compliance requirement. In an interconnected global economy, organizations that make room for the full spectrum of human experience can build deeper understanding and make more informed, effective decisions. The innovation edge comes from bringing together people who see the world differently. Diverse teams consistently outperform homogeneous teams when generating creative, breakthrough ideas. Varied lived experiences help reveal blind spots and open the door to unconventional solutions. Cognitive diversity adds another layer, combining analytical, creative, and strategic thinkers to produce stronger, more complete outcomes. Just as importantly, diverse voices are more likely to question assumptions and challenge stale thinking. That kind of healthy challenge creates a culture where ideas are tested, refined, and improved rather than accepted simply because they are familiar. The research points to a consistent business advantage from workforce diversity. McKinsey reports that ethnically diverse companies outperform their peers by 35% in returns. Harvard Business Review finds that firms with diverse teams capture 70% more revenue from innovation. Cloverpop reports that diverse teams make better business decisions 87% of the time. And inclusion strengthens recruitment, with inclusive employers attracting candidates at twice the rate of non-inclusive peers. Together, these findings connect diversity with performance, innovation, decision quality, and talent attraction. Workplace diversity is not limited to what we can see, such as visible demographic differences. It also includes the many dimensions people bring to work, and the perspectives, experiences, and ways of thinking that shape how teams operate. The key point is that diversity creates value only when inclusion is present. Simply having differences represented is not enough. Organizations gain the strongest competitive advantages when they actively value, support, and leverage multiple dimensions of difference at the same time, creating an environment where every person can contribute fully. A workforce that reflects the customers we serve can function as one of our most valuable sources of market intelligence. Cultural fluency helps us avoid tone-deaf messaging and recognize opportunities that feel authentic to different communities. It also expands our market reach, because diverse teams bring insight into customers' needs, values, and purchasing behaviors. Just as importantly, diverse perspectives reduce blind spots. They help us identify misunderstandings and costly mistakes before those mistakes reach consumers, making our strategies more targeted, relevant, and effective. Diversity creates value across the entire business, not only within human resources. It strengthens a brand by shaping how the organization is perceived. It helps us serve markets more effectively by bringing broader perspectives to customer needs. It supports innovation by expanding the range of ideas behind our solutions. And it helps attract talent, because people are drawn to workplaces where different experiences and viewpoints are valued. The key point is that diversity's competitive impact cascades through every stage of the value chain, from recruiting to revenue generation and brand loyalty. This slide makes an important distinction. Diversity creates potential, but inclusion determines whether that potential becomes impact. Without inclusion, diverse employees may be present but not heard. When they are excluded from decisions, frustration and disengagement grow, and turnover can rise. Diversity without inclusion is representation without impact. With inclusion, every voice contributes. Psychological safety gives people the confidence to take risks and speak candidly, while actively seeking and respecting different perspectives leads to better decisions and meaningful competitive results. Diversity is a starting point. Inclusion is what unlocks its full value. This slide connects inclusion directly to competitive advantage in 3 practical areas. In product development, Microsoft's inclusive design practices help create products such as adaptive controllers, opening entirely new market segments. In global operations, culturally diverse leadership helps multinational firms navigate regulatory, social, and operational challenges more effectively across borders. Finally, inclusive cultures support talent retention. Lower turnover reduces hiring costs and preserves institutional knowledge, allowing organizations to maintain experience and capability over time. Together, these examples show that inclusion is not only a cultural value, but also a business strategy. Recognizing structural and cultural barriers is essential because representation alone does not automatically produce better results. Organizations may have diverse talent, yet still struggle to turn that diversity into value when systems, norms, or decision-making practices create friction. The first step is to identify where those barriers appear and address them deliberately, rather than assuming goodwill will be enough. The central message is clear. Intentional strategy closes a gap between diverse representation and measurable results, creating a lasting competitive advantage. The central message is clear. Diversity can drive stronger performance, but representation alone is not enough. Inclusion, psychological safety, and a supportive culture are what turn varied perspectives into innovation and results. Finally, lasting advantage comes from treating diversity and inclusion as measurable business strategy, not simply goodwill.